to the 2017 Vadnais Heights Heritage Days Grand Parade. You're watching this parade on Suburban Community Channels. I'm Joe Cullen, and I'm joined today by the mayor of Vadnais Heights, Bob Fletcher.
Thanks for having me, Joe. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. It's going to be a great day. It's beautiful weather out here. We're always big fans of this parade. There's always lots of great entrants in the Vadnais Heights Heritage Days Parade. And looks like we're already getting things kicked off with an organization you're very familiar with, the Ramsey County Sheriff Department.
Yeah, the lead car traditionally is the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office, and you'll see one of their new, looks like a Ford Explorer there, leading the way. And right behind them, of course, the Heritage Days Grand Parade banner. Scotty, how are you?
Like I said, it's a beautiful day out here. Lots of people have been lined up for quite a long time, ready to watch the parade. We're kind of towards the end of the parade route.
Carrying that banner is the two sons of our city finance director, Bob Sundberg, Alec and Eric Sundberg. And right behind them, the colors, of course. And of course, we were negligent in not standing for the colors. How are you? Thanks for being here. Our VFW post, and then our firefighters, our local Vadnais Heights Fire Department, which Chief Ed Lear does a wonderful job. We have now we have duty crews, so our response time has been cut in half in the last couple years.
Oh, wonderful. Got kind of a whole line of fire departments here coming up.
Yeah, and the North St. Paul Fire Department is here to join us. Our neighbors to the east, to the Lake Johanna Fire Department, our neighbors to the west, Little Canada, our fire department to the south, and we all work cooperatively to help each other out when they have major fires. Just still the bulk of the fire departments in the suburbs are volunteer, but more and more departments are adding full-time duty crews to make sure they can get a rig out to a fire or an emergency as quick as possible.
Sure.
There's a cute little firefighter up there.
Maybe a future firefighter.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. Matter of fact, I want to put in a plug. If you're interested in being a Vadnais Heights firefighter, please contact us, because it is a commitment to be a volunteer firefighter, but it's a great opportunity to give to the community. We always are short on new recruits, because in today's world, everyone's got a lot of different things they want to do, but we love to have volunteers from all over the East Metro area come and help us with the Vadnais Heights Fire Department.
Well, it seems like while it takes a lot of dedication and time, it's also very rewarding, being a very valuable part of your community.
Yeah, you know, and our community really appreciates our firefighters. Of course, after 9/11, there's been a whole appreciation for these guys are running into fires while everyone else is running out.
Like I said, it's nice to see that the area communities all help each other out, including North St. Paul we're seeing there.
Yeah, it's a great little community. I graduated there decades ago from North St. Paul High School.
Just a few years ago, right?
Yeah, just a few years ago. Before the internet. Takes a while to get all these trucks through the intersection here, but
kids on the sides here always enjoy the trucks.
You know, just a little trivia while we're waiting here, Joe. You know, Vadnais Heights was really founded in 1840 when some French-Canadian explorers, the Garceaus, the Babeaux, and the Vadnaises came and settled near Lake Vadnais. And they recognized this lake and the resource that it was. And it's still today, that lake, with the trails that we have and the parks and everything, all the amenities that go with Vadnais Heights have made it special. And Vadnais originally became a township of White Bear. It was a White Bear township when the state was formed. And then 100 years later, they voted to become their own city.
Oh.
And so it's just a long history, really, though. It was led by explorers that came and found this land and said this is a great place to live. And even today, because it's so conveniently located with transportation corridors north and south, people love to make Vadnais their home.
Well, you have a nice mix of some great businesses, but there's also some great schools and parks. And
thanks for being here, gentlemen. Yeah, it's one of the safest communities in the metro and one of the lowest tax bases as well.
The Little Canada Fire Department going by us now. All right, we're just about at the end of the run of fire trucks here.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's fitting or not, but right behind the firemen is the fire persons. There's the Ramsey County Fright Farm, and probably one of the best haunted houses, if you will, near the Ramsey County Fairgrounds. Started back in 1996, I think. A deputy named Brad Kamich. Actually, he came up with this idea about doing this fright farm. He loved doing this stuff, and he said, Sheriff, I got this idea. And I didn't say run with it. I said, Brad, you walk with the idea. But 20-some years later, it's one of the most popular attractions. And because it's run by Sheriff's Department employees and volunteers, you can count on it being safe, a safe environment for your kids. Just really one of the finest.
I know people who do it really get into it, and if you go out there this fall, it's always really busy, a lot of people taking it in.
Yeah, they're very committed. I'll tell you, the volunteers there, they put hours and hours just to get the makeup on. And they don't grab you, they're just all about the fright. Right behind them, our county attorney, John Choi. John's in his second term as county attorney, and he's been very active with school safety and a variety of other public safety initiatives. Hey, John, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for everything you're doing. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it says he works with his staff to pursue justice and public safety, protect the vulnerable, deliver quality legal services, and provide leadership to achieve positive outcomes for our community. And it looks like now we have Lions Club. Started in 1980 with 17 members. It now has over 70 members. Their local events include Heritage Days, which we're at right now, an annual toy and food drive, and waffle breakfasts in the spring and fall. And I know they're a very valuable part of our community here.
Probably our biggest volunteer group in Vadnais Heights. Does a tremendous amount of work to improve our community, raise funds for the less fortunate, and of course the two great events, a pancake and waffle breakfasts. And Terry Nybloom is not with them today. He's over working at a booth. But this is his Vadnais Heights service. He's a Lion, and he does a variety. He's one of our council members and does a variety of snow plowing. I use him to plow my driveway, and a variety of other type of services as well.
Yeah, it says if you need black dirt, gravel, rock, or mulch, to give Terry a call.
Yeah.
And the Cub Scouts, Pack 212.
Love these guys. Love these guys there. I tell you what, scouting is a very big part of my life, and I'm thankful for those volunteers, those scoutmasters that get these kids involved. The character, they throw some candy.
Yeah. Some Tootsie Rolls.
Thank you, young man.
I was also a scout when I was young, and I still have nightmares about not winning the Pinewood Derby race, but my dad and I still talk about it. We had fun doing that project together.
Yeah, a lot of character building goes on there. Here's the AFS. We missed the, go ahead and talk a little bit about the Academy of Sciences and Agriculture.
Yes, they're a public charter school for grades 5 through 12. and they engage learners in academically rigorous, student-centered learning experiences and leadership opportunities within a science and agricultural context. Some really bright young people that attend that school.
Really is, and I had the pleasure of going over to their plant sale. You guys doing a great job. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Oh, even got
It says there's 20,000 species of bees in the world with over 4,000 types. That's a little fun fact from.
Yeah, it's some honey sticks from the AFSA school.
Here's another one. Antarctica is the only continent where there are no bees.
Got some students in the bus from the school there.
A honeybee can fly 6 miles without having to stop. There's a little fun fact.
Once again, they are enrolling for grades 5 through 12. Some enthusiastic students there. Yeah, we've been over to the school a couple times for different stories and such, and yeah, there's some really interesting programs, some really bright students over there. Kind of a unique school.
Yeah, really impressed. I didn't know much about it before I ran for office here, but spend some time getting to know what they do, and just the very committed group of parents there.
Yeah.
That really make that school work.
It's like now we have Christ the Servant Lutheran Church. They're located at 3676 Centerville Road in Vadnais Heights. Their mission is, we grow, live, and serve so that the world will know the story of Christ. They're a community church and congregation of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America.
I think that's probably the best pumpkin patch. Isn't that where we get our pumpkins
I
every
think so,
year?
yeah.
It's best pumpkin patch in the East Metro.
So again, they're over on Centerville Road here in Vadnais Heights.
Yeah, they have a nice National Night Out activity as well, and invite all the community over for some free food during National Night Out.
I don't want to.
Once again, we thank you for tuning in here to the Vadnais Heights Heritage Days Grand Parade, the 2017 edition, here on Suburban Community Channels. We're live right now for residents of the city of Vadnais Heights, and this will be replayed on Channel 19 in the coming weeks.
Got a little cloud cover to cool it off for the crowd here. It was getting a little warm there for some of them, but now it's very pleasant.
Now we have the Children's Discovery Academy. They provide quality educational childcare and programs for infants through school-age children. They are nationally accredited and 4-star parent-aware rated. Yeah, it's Children's Discovery Academy.
Great job. I work, their owner, one of their owners is involved with our Vadnais Heights Economic Development Corporation on the board there, and she does a great job at helping us market our city center as well here in Vadnais Heights. Culver's, do you think we're getting some free butter burgers here, Joe?
One of my favorites. I definitely enjoy stopping by Culver's periodically for lunch or dinner, or just even for some custard. They're happy to once again be part of Heritage Days, and they would like to thank you for your continued support of their locally owned business for the past 15 years. Seems hard to believe. Seems like they just got into town, but they have been here a while, and popular restaurant there on Centerville Road.
Well, Carboni's here. I love Carboni's Pizza up there on Highway 96. They just remodeled here in the last year, and their restaurant is exceptional. You should be sure to get up there, and they have a big buck hunter game that my 12-year-old Bobby and I play as well. So that's a bonus on top of it.
Yeah, some great pizza. I'm getting hungry now with all these between Culver's and Carboni's.
Who do we got here? Towsley, oh yeah, Towsley Ford. Lars, how are you? Thanks for being here. Yeah, being a father of a 12-year-old, I've spent a lot of hours roaming through Towsley there on County Road E with my son dreaming about what he's going to get next for a motorsport.
Yeah, it says they've been selling fun since 1971 at Towsley Motorsports. We have have, it's like Fairway Collision. Fairway Collision Center has been family owned and operated since 1975. They offer free estimates Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, and Saturday, 9 to noon. Fairway Collision has a lifetime guarantee on repairs as long as you own the vehicle. Oh, yeah, they're...
Oh. It's a great family-owned business.
Oh.
In fact, the owners lived right next door in the house there for years.
Oh, there we go. All right, we got State Farm Insurance. They're the Tyler Anthony State Farm Insurance Agency located off County Road J. State Farm is the leading insurance company in home, auto, and life insurance. Contact them for a free insurance quote and see if they can help you save on your insurance.
We got a Health Partners unit here. What's that say? Heath Vadnais. Oh, we're into the Winter Carnival. It's the Prime Minister. It's the Prime Minister. It doesn't look like a Prime Minister, but yeah, well, he is the Prime Minister. Here he is, greeting the kids along the street.
Good to see you all.
Now, this Winter Carnival could be exceptional. It's going to be held during the Super Bowl, the 2018 Super Bowl, and they're hopeful to build an ice palace.
That's
on
right.
The grounds
in Vadnais,
of the,
yeah.
Well, actually, this one's going to be on the grounds of the Capitol grounds.
Okay.
They're shooting for a new record. There's Ashley Hayes, the Queen of the Snows, from the Royal House of the Rice Street Festival. Yeah, the Winter Carnival is a great organization, a great tradition. Of course, you have King Boreas and the Queen of the Snows, and then a prince and a princess of the East Wind, West Wind, South Wind, and North Wind. And in this car, we have, looks like the North Wind Prince and the North Wind Princess. Hello, Joanna. Oh, here, this is the North Wind Prince here. Here they are, the North Wind Prince and Princess. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having
Titan.
us. Appreciate it.
Titan, the Prince of the North Wind is Titan.
Oh.
And that's with that gun is the Prince of the West Wind there. But before him, we have the Prince of the East Wind. And Ellie Carter, the Princess of the East Wind. Actually, in the old days, they had to get a permit to shoot those blanks.
Oh, really? Oh. We also have the West Wind Prince and the West Wind Princess.
Ole. Well, there's the South Wind Prince, Steve Palacio, and his princess, Elena Hammond. Looks like they had a good 2-mile walk. It's been a hot 2 miles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're kind of towards the end of the parade route. County Road F and Clover Avenue. The Vulcan crew here.
Hail the ball. Hail the ball. Hail the ball. Yeah, the Vulcans, of course, on the final day of the Winter Carnival, overthrow King Boreas from his palace. This year, if they do complete an ice palace, it'll be the most majestic overthrowing yet. In 1986, when the ice palace was at Lake Phelan, the Vulcans brought a big wrecking ball down and spray painted the castle.
Here we have, looks like the West St. Paul Royalty Float. Celebrate West St. Paul Days took place the third weekend in May. And Miss West St. Paul is Amy Patrick, Miss Princess Ava Cornea, Junior Miss West St. Paul Monica Malloy, Junior Princess Mackenzie McClanahan, Little Miss West St. Paul Nora Malloy, and Little Princess Adriana Garcia Nelson. Those are our royalty. And once again, if you're joining us right now, we're broadcasting here from the 2017 edition of the Vadnais Heights Heritage Days Grand Parade. I'm Joe Cullen, hosting with the mayor of Vadnais Heights, Bob Fletcher. Bob, you've been involved for many years in the city. You were on the council, and you were elected mayor.
Well, I tell you, it's a great town. It's a safe place. It's got great neighbors, and it's convenient to get downtown on Edgerton or Rice Street or 35E location. And then in the last 10 years or so, the development of the city center complex at 35E and County Road E has added some business, and we have a thriving business community. The Vadnais Heights Economic Development Corporation has really just been leaders in helping us grow. We have a few sites that we're looking for businesses to come in and develop, but very, very, very fortunate to. I always say this is where the city meets the outdoors. We have a little bit of urban feel because right across 694, but once you get to our lakes and trails and the parks that we have here, it's unmatched by anywhere else in the Twin Cities.
Yeah, there's some beautiful areas here.
Yeah.
Lots of great places, especially for families. And
looks like Volcanus Rex there is still catching up. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How
Good.
you doing?
Good. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We'll try.
Thanks.
Now we have the Simile High School Marching Band. They're 80 members strong and directed by Rufino Ochoa. And they're in their 20th season. And this year's music is titled Winds of Sonora. It's always fun to get some marching bands.
Well, it's my favorite part, to be honest with you. It's so nice that they'll still come out and give all that time and commitment. It's a huge commitment when you've got 40 or 50 kids to get out here.
Yeah, especially during these last parts of summer. Folks, listen to a little bit of this great music. These days are lucky. They're wearing t-shirts and shorts. Back in my day, we had to wear these polyester, really tight uniforms and these big hats with the feathers and stuff on them. Especially for a summer parade, usually it was too comfortable. So I'm happy that they get to wear something a little more comfortable.
I don't know if you read this, but it says they took first place in the Pain Arcade Harvest Festival.
Definitely some talented students there. Starting school here pretty soon.
Thanks for being here, Simile.
Again, it's the Simile High Marching Band. Simile Spartans.
Good job. Well, I see the Star Wars group is coming up, and I have to admit, seeing as I was around in the 70s, I'm a big Star Wars fan. And I don't have a costume, but I do love the legend, and have seen every one on every movie several times.
It's been fun for me. I have a young son, so with some of these newer movies, being able to introduce him to the whole saga and This is the 501st Legion. They're a worldwide fan-run organization dedicated to quality Star Wars costumes, the promotion of Star Wars, and to charitable giving. You can find the
Pay no attention to these droids.
First online at 501st.com. Their local sister organization, the Minnesota Force, is a Star Wars fan club for all interests, including social gatherings, books, collectors, gamers, and crafters. You can find more about the Minnesota Force on Facebook. So yeah, it was fun. Had some stormtroopers and all sorts of fun Star Wars guys there.
Trying to get my 12-year-old a little indoctrinated into that. So we have the 4th district.
Yeah, the Republican Party.
And behind them we have the Candy Cinna for Senate float. And Candy Cinna is endorsed by is a Republican candidate for Senate District 42. She covers the cities of Vadnais Heights and some other northern suburbs. I do know one little fact about her because I know her brother. Candy is the aunt of Ryan Carter from White Bear that won the Stanley Cup.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's definitely well known in this area, yeah. Running for state senate in District 42.
Looks like we have a real fire run here. We got one of our firefighters en route to a call.
We have the St. Paul Clown Club. They were formed in 1946 and are the oldest continuous operating clown club in the United States. This year they're celebrating their 72nd year. They participate in many parades, and they love to share smiles and laughter with all ages. It's definitely not a parade without some clowns.
No, they've been going strong for years. I know when I first parade I rode in back in 1982, they used to have those little carts. There they are. Yeah. And little go-karts. And I'll tell you what, the biggest hit really when it comes to little kids, those kids love those little clowns.
Oh, yeah.
All volunteers, too, just putting their time and energy to bring smiles to the faces of the little kids.
Yeah, they're definitely a popular participant in this parade every year. St. Paul Clown Club. Now it looks like we have the Lake Area Dance Center celebrating their 11th season in a brand new 13,000 square foot dance studio in White Bear Business Park across from Culver's on Centerville Road. They offer recreational dance for ages 2 and up, as well as competitive dance programs for ages 5 and up. They encourage you to come be a part of quality dance programs at the place where dance is serious fun. They also host special events such as birthday parties. Check them out online at lakeareadance.com.
That's quite a trophy you got there.
Yeah. They do tap, ballet, jazz, lyrical, contemporary, hip-hop, acrobatics, and more. Here we have, it's like one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles riding with the Just Between Friends Kids Sale. It's a kids and maternity sale October 5th through the 8th at the Vadnais Sports Center. It's the nation's leading children's and maternity consignment sales event. Began the 5th through 8th of October at the Vadnais Sports Center.
You know, for those of you that are listening to this, Joe Cullen, who's next to me, has probably the best radio voice that I've heard.
Thank you.
You belong somewhere, besides the Vadnais Heights Parade.
Oh, no, I'm happy to be here. This is actually one of my favorite events. We're out here every year, and I actually had to miss last year's event. I was out of town, so it's fun to be back. But yeah, it's always a good time here, and I'm always anxious once the event ends to wander over and check out some of the various Heritage Days events and to get some booyah. And
yeah,
I've been known to pop into the bingo before. And
talk about your volunteers in the booth, Arlen and Alan, and some of your cameramen.
Yeah, we have our crew here today, we have kind of a mix of volunteers and staff. We have Arlen Becker and Anthony Miller are inside our truck and directing and producing this event. And we have a mobile production truck that goes out to events across our coverage area. We serve 11 communities, including Vadnais Heights. And they're gearing up this fall. We cover a lot of high school sports, so Anthony and Arlen stay pretty busy with that. And they have a show called Sports Path, which will start airing here pretty soon. I might even have some info about that.
We really appreciate what you do because it's great to have local programming.
Yeah, I do have info about Sports Path. Yeah, it's going to start on September 6th, the first episode, live at 7 p.m. With hosts John Miller and Sam Erickson. You can catch the latest in Northeast Metro high school sports, highlights, focus points, and banter. It all begins again on September 6th on Channel 19. And yeah, they go out to a ton of games. Obviously in the fall, football's a big one. And then throughout the year, cover basketball and volleyball,
awesome.
Softball, and kind of fun to do that.
Really great. As a parent of 4 kids, having you guys out there, it's awesome. This is the American Student Transportation. I think it just went by us with their orange bus.
We have the Knowledge Beginnings bus as well. Knowledge Beginnings is Vadnais Heights' premier child care center. Their age-appropriate programs are designed for children aged 6 weeks to 12 years old. And we also have here the Metro Dance Center. They're an award-winning dance studio conveniently located in Shoreview. They offer a variety of classes for all ages, and you can check them out online at metrodancecenter.com. And yeah, as you mentioned, we have other crew here today too. A couple of our staff members, Brian Henshin and Jeffrey Wilson, are here. We also have a few of our volunteers, and we're always on the look for volunteers. So if you'd like to maybe help run cameras at events or just kind of learn the ins and outs of television production, visit us on the web at scctv.org, and we'll make sure we'll always be able to find a spot for you.
Yeah, thank you for what you do, Joe and Arlen, all you guys in the booth there. Appreciate it. Next up is our state representative, Jamie Becker-Finn. Jamie is the incumbent there, representing Vadnais Heights and the Northeast Ramsey County suburbs. And with her are some of her friends and family. Hey, Jamie, how are you today? Nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
I think they're followed by, it's like Berkeley Honda and Berkeley Hyundai. Yeah. Showing off a couple there.
Some nice wheels on that car.
Nice vehicles, yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
That's the way to travel in a parade.
Yeah.
Travel in style.
Well, Highway 61, and from Maplewood to Vadnais Heights, White Bear, probably one of the premier locations to go out and pick out a quality new vehicle. And in the future, the Rush Line dedicated busway will be coming up Highway 61 and stopping there at the Vadnais Heights Sports Center as well, and continuing on up to downtown White Bear and eventually even Forest Lake.
Here we have CertaPro Painters. They're a family-run business that can help with your interior or exterior project. You can go to centapro.org to schedule your, centapro.com to schedule your free estimate.
And then it's Custom Remodelers.
Yeah, it's like Custom Remodelers Incorporated. They're a family-owned business which has been proudly serving Minnesota and western Wisconsin for the past 27 years.
Great Clips is next up here. My 12-year-old has had his hair clipped there on a number of occasions. Do a great job, very affordable, reasonable.
So you can just walk right in, or you can use their app if you have a smartphone to just check in online.
Yep. It's gonna be hard wearing those costumes there for a 2-mile walk in that heat.
And we've been, talking about a number of businesses You mentioned the Vadnais Heights Economic Development Corporation. We air some different programs, some different talks that they sponsor. We also do a bit of work with the White Bear Lake Area Chamber of Commerce, and they have their own show called Your Business Matters. Every month they bring in a guest who is either a business owner in White Bear Lake or has some connection with White Bear Lake. The topics often connect what not only affects businesses but area residents as well. You can tune in to Your Business Matters on Channel 19. It airs every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and Sundays at 6:30 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. And you can also find it online. Go to our website, scctv.org.
I think this is the beginning of the Jacobson construction. Not sure, but
looks like it.
Yeah.
Local company specializing in excavating underground utilities and demolition. They are an area residential and commercial company, and they work hard to make you happy.
There's some big construction and excavation equipment here. I know these kids always love these huge trucks.
Oh, yeah.
It's like being at Machinery Hill at the State Fairgrounds.
Yeah, a lot of the kids really light up when they see the big trucks and hear the loud horns. Usually accompanied by people throwing out candy.
Yeah. Look at the size of that cat.
Yeah. Not messing around with that.
No. I think they probably call that a humongous backhoe, but in my day we just called them steam shovels. Well, I tell you, Jason Jacobson has made quite a commitment to bring his equipment in today. Thanks for being here.
Once again, if you're just joining us, this is the 2017 Vadnais Heights Heritage Days Grand Parade. I'm Joe Cullen. I work for Suburban Community Channels, and I'm joined by the mayor of Vadnais Heights, Bob Fletcher.
Yeah, and if this parade has inspired you to call us, our city administrator, his name is Kevin Watson. He's just a very fine person, great young man. And if you have any ideas, give him a ring at City Hall. Stop in and see him. Our assistant city administrator, Kathy Keefe, has been there for many years and always welcomes any new ideas you might have in Vadnais Heights.
It seems like you have a lot of great employees with the city that work well with yourself and the current city council.
I'll tell you, we have a great crew. Bridget Nault, who from our Parks and Rec that puts on these festivals. Yep. She is an A-star player. Her boss, Mark Graham, our city engineer, deserves a ton of credit for how responsive he is to community needs. It's one of the things that makes Vadnais a special place is the responsive city staff. It's really not the elected officials. They come and go over the years, but the city staff that's been here. And that goes back to Jerry Urban too, who was the previous city administrator. Just did a wonderful job building and managing this city, bringing it to the level. Oh, look at that I guess what would we call that? Well, it's dumping candy out. Yeah. That's pretty cool. It's not really
a unique way to deliver some candy to the kids.
Yeah. So, really the staff here from top to bottom is really outstanding. There isn't a lot to do to steer the ship.
Yeah. Well, like you said, Bridget Nault, we work with quite a bit leading up to this as well. She gets us all set for the parade. And
we got nice, nice, very nice, very nice.
Oh, here's one I know you had mentioned before about Macaluso's Roadhouse, which is popular even with some of the city staff.
Yeah, Tina does a great job there. They got outstanding pizza over there, and our city engineer Mark Graham stops on Tuesdays for tacos. He claims they're the best tacos in town too. But
I don't know if I've ever had their tacos. I might have to try that out.
it's kind of a little, it's hard to find them sometimes. They're tucked in on Goose Lake Road there in Labor Road, just east of 35E. But if you're coming down Centerville, you can take Goose Lake Road underneath the bridge there on 35E. You'll find them, or go up County Road E to Labor, all the way to the end.
Here we have kind of a unique, I think, new entrant here, the Lice Lounge. Head lice, yikes. But don't panic. Take a deep breath, relax, and call the Lice Lounge. The Lice Lounge is an all-natural lice removal salon located in White Bear Lake. And they also have a location in Duluth, too. But
I guess the metaphor would be that your head could be the Lice Lounge, right?
Yeah. Oh, here we have the ever-popular Unicycle Club. They're the largest unicycle club in the country and the oldest in Minnesota. With over 200 active unicyclists, their members hold over 30 national titles and 15 world titles in various events, ranging from artistic to racing, group riding to mountain cycling, unicycling. They travel all over the world to compete and even host competitions here in the Twin Cities. In July, the club traveled to Seattle, Washington to compete in a North American competition. I'm always kind of amazed at them. It definitely is a unique skill to have.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. That's amazing. I think my 12-year-old could do it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was always content just to be able to ride a bike, and I didn't push it too much further.
Yeah.
Need at least 2 wheels.
Exactly. It's the White Bear Dance Center. Well, actually, no, not yet. Looks like
Must be the White Bear Lake High School band here.
Yeah.
Nice to have another band. I believe that's the drum line.
Yep. Nothing like a good drum line to pep up a parade.
Yeah. We have some dancers coming after them, but we're still enjoying the sounds here of the White Bear Lake High School drum line.
And I have to give a shout out because our city administrator, Kevin Watson, has some young girls that are relatives of his in the White Bear Dance Club. It's coming up. Ella, Lila, and Alexa Paradise are in there.
And some talented young kids here from the White Bear Dance Center. They're an award-winning family-focused recreational and competitive dance studio with classes for ages 18 months through adult in ballet, pointe, tap, jazz, lyrical, contemporary, musical theater, hip-hop, and acrobatics. There are summer programs, and their new season will begin in September. Their competitive company wins regional and national awards in technique, costuming, performance, and choreography at all ages and levels. Every 2 years, they travel with over 250 people to perform in Walt Disney World in Florida.
Unbelievable.
And you can check them out at whitebeardancecenter.com.
And if our camera crew can get a close-up on their smiles, what struck me about that group is every one of those girls had big smiles on their face. 2 miles of dancing in the heat,
Yeah.
and they're still smiling and having a blast.
Well, that's
out
true,
here.
yeah, because we're catching them kind of at the end of
Yeah.
the parade here. Oh, here we have, this must be the Powder Puff Clown Club. Some members of their group. They're an all-volunteer nonprofit organization founded in 1967. They are based on the belief that everyone should have a reason to smile, if just for a moment. Their goal is to spread joy and healing laughter, and they do this through parades, nursing home visits and shows, special events, and fundraisers. You can contact them about coming to one of your events, or to find out how you can become a clown and be part of the Powder Puff Clown Club.
And there's the Olive Me Chiropractic. Dr. I think it's Zia. I saw her YouTube there. She had 8 accidents herself, and she decided that after not getting good therapy, she was going to become a chiropractor. And she went out Well, there's the doctor, good doctor there, I think.
Ah.
Hello, doctor. And just did a great job of, it says there, she's committed to serving families in the community. It helps everyone from suffering from stress, headaches, back pain, and complimentary exam if you give her a call.
We have the first student. They proudly service the White Bear Lake District and are looking for friendly people to join their team of drivers for their buses. Starting pay is $17 an hour.
Yeah, no bigger responsibility than driving kids to school.
That's right. School will be starting soon for most kids. I think most in the area start right after Labor Day.
Now this next unit here, this budget towing, I got to tell you, I've been literally in dozens of parades. This guy, Roy Carlson from Budget Towing, he is always out there with his trucks. He's been, for 20 years, he's just been at the end of every parade bringing his units in here. Usually Roy actually has a little pet monkey that he brings along. We'll see if he's in the next truck or not. But if you ever need any assistance, call Budget Towing. Ask for Roy Carlson. And they do great service. I can vouch for him myself. He's got 40 years of experience in the industry and a good community person, always kind of coming out and participating in our community events and parades.
Yeah, like you said, they're kind of a mainstay always at the end of this parade.
Yep. And not just here, there's like another 17 other parades throughout the county. He's very involved. Looks like we're closing up with the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office new mounted patrol. Of course, the Sheriff's Office patrols the waterways and the parks of our county. And first we have one of their boats that patrols the waterways, but this year the Sheriff's Office added mounted patrol to help patrol some of the parks. And so those are all brand new horses.
Oh, wow.
Actually, historically, you know, years ago, about 40, 50 years ago, the Sheriff's Office had horses, but as things urbanized, they didn't. So they brought them back. Hello, Sonia.
It's always good to have the horses near the end of the parade, too.
Yeah.
Just in case. In case they leave anything behind. I'm sure that'll be a great asset for the county, though, to have this mounted patrol.
Well, it's a great PR thing for kids, too. I mean, kids need to connect with law enforcement more closely, and most of that effort is from volunteers that have volunteered to be a part of it. That whole Park, Lake, and Trail unit really is a volunteer activity, and they do an outstanding job of providing service. I think in this trailer, actually, they got with a grant. Big responsibility taking care of horses or animals, though. It's a lot of work.
Oh, definitely.
Big dedication. Looks like we're almost wrapping up. I think we got our Vadnais Heights Public Works truck here at the end.
And actually, where we're located, we're pretty close to your Public Works building, and as well as the Commons area.
Yeah, and this Commons right behind us. After this squad car goes by, if a cameraman get a picture of it, this Commons is one of the nicest facilities in the East Metro for weddings and any other large activity that you might want to rent a beautiful facility. I just encourage you to come and check it out because it is very well maintained, and we have a little pond and a lake area behind for pictures if you want to do some special events with photographs. Joe, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you carrying me today because honestly, I've never announced on a parade.
You've done a wonderful job.
I just
you're comfortable in front of the camera, and we appreciate your support too of Community Cable and all the great work you're doing for the community of Vadnais Heights.
Well, it's a simple job. We got great residents, great community up here, outstanding business community, and people like you that are willing to help us show it off. We really appreciate it. It's been a fun day for me. I got to say, I really enjoyed it. I hope you'll have me back next year.
Well, definitely. We'll
I'll
have
be
you
better
if you're willing to do it again. It's always nice to have someone from the city and It's always a fun time. It's one of those things that always amazes me. It definitely shows how fast the years go by, because it'll feel like we just did the parade, and then another year will pass by, and definitely had a wonderful time. So again, we thank all of you for watching us today, and if you just kind of tuned in at maybe the middle or here towards the end, you can go to our website, scctv.org, find some times where this will be replaying quite often on Channel 19. We encourage you to watch it from the start. It was a really good parade, and Mayor Fletcher, thank you so much for joining today. And
thanks for having me. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of the day's activities here. It's the culmination of a 4-day event.
Maybe grab some booyah, and we thank all of you for watching, and we'll see you next year.
Thanks.